Okay, for real this time. Hi, everybody. I forgot. I did not realize that I had set it to. I didn't realize that I didn't set it to starting soon before I walked off and started getting ready. I wanted to really quickly throw on the stream since we were starting kind of late. Oops. Howdy, folks. Alright, so now we got this boy all lined up, so we're going to throw in some color tonight and get him all colored and shaded. Should be nice and easy tonight. Should be nice and easy tonight because we're not a whole lot left to still do with this guy. How you doing, Mama? You playing Kirby? Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with this guy's whole design in general. I think he's really fun. I'm like, it's funny. I know 2 days ago I said that I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I sat down and I drew that pot-bellied skinny guy. And now here we are with something completely different. But yeah, I definitely like this little grumpy, sassy squirt boy that we've got. It's very different. The horns, or like the antlers and the little hooves, like the little goat legs. Caffeine has not worked at all today. I'm sorry. Yeah, when we were talking about that in your stream the other day, caffeine has never done anything for me, sadly. Like, I've never been one of those people that like wakes up in the morning and it's like, all right, well, I gotta get a cup of Joe in me and that'll help wake me up and get me started. It don't do shit. I can have a cup of coffee and still be tired. Like, me and my friends used to sit at Waffle House until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have cup after cup after cup of coffee and then go home and go right to bed. And it's not that it makes me tired either. It just doesn't do anything. Usually helps in the mornings at least, not today. Sorry to hear, love. The only thing that ever really worked was tea, but as weird as it sounds, it was the smell and the flavor of the tea that woke me up, because like I would get what was called a London fog, where it's Earl Grey. I know we were talking about this. It's Earl Grey tea, and then I would do with steamed milk, and then I would do lavender and vanilla, and it was such a like full flavor and smell that I think that's more so what woke me up in the morning, because it was just such a like incredibly pleasant aroma and flavor, and everything was so full that it was just sort of like, oh, this is delightful, I'm awake now. But yeah, I'm unfortunately I've never been one of those people that's like, fuck, I'm tired, let me go grab a cup of coffee, because my body goes, okay. What are we supposed to do with this? You also had to wake up at 4:30 this morning too, so I'm sure you're very tired. I can't remember if I've still got the symmetry tool on. I could probably be doing this fill tool with the symmetry, but it's fine. We got a whole stream tonight to fill time for. Not a whole lot to have to do, so we'll take our time tonight. He's definitely different enough. I don't know if he necessarily reads Tiefling anymore, but you know, kind of what I was saying the other day, like it's our thing. Like this isn't quote unquote like D&D canon of a character we're making. You know, we're making our own character, and Tiefling was kind of the jump off point, so it's not like we gotta stick to any sort of specific rule set. I suppose if we wanted to, we could add a tail. Some tieflings do the little devil tail. And that would kind of help sell that tieflingism. Another... Ah. That's where. Get some music going in my ears.
Let's bring that beat back.
Listen to. That'll work for now. What was that? I got. Oh, I think that's. Thinking of music from some video game. I can't place where it is. Nope. No, I know what it is. I know what it is I'm thinking of. Thanks, Mama. I think it's reset burp. There it is. Thank you, darling. I am gonna have to figure out if I want to do these horn decorations as like different colors. Like if I want to do like silver and gold and some copper, or if I just want to do them all as a single gold color and just call it a day. Sundown again. Probably be more visually interesting if they were different colors at least. I was telling Malloy earlier that I'm very curious, more so anxious to see if this name brand medication is gonna fucking stand up or not. I've had almost a month of being on it. I've got like 2 or 3 pills left of this dose. I've had almost a month of being on name brand, which ain't cheap. So, hence why I'm kind of anxious to see if it's going to work, because I'm not too keen on dropping them big name brand dollars for medication that I don't know, if it's going to make a difference or not. So I'm very anxious to see if it's going to start working, so that I can figure out if it's, worth it or not. Isn't a month usually about how long it takes to kick in? I can't remember. The first time I started taking medication, I can't remember. I know it's going to take a while for it to start, but I couldn't remember if it was a month or 2, about how long it took for the stuff to cook in. I know it for what I'm doing, the non-stimulant based, I know it's by no means, immediately apparent like it can be for stimulant based. I know some people doing, Adderalls or Ritalins or stuff like that, they can see, almost immediate results, but you're putting a stimulant into your body, so of course you're seeing immediate results. You're putting essentially the medical equivalent of, uppers in your body. Fucking cocaine or whatever. So of course you're going to get, more immediate results than that. Just tired of horsing around with it. I want to be functioning again. Especially with work. That's the hugest thing. Is I have a job that I actually fucking like. So I want to make sure that I'm functional during the day and I keep this fucking job. for the first time in a while, I actually like the job that I have and want to keep it. Yeah, I know you do. That's why I appreciate that you and I can discuss it. And that's why I appreciate, you being transparent about what you go through as well. I'm trying to... I'm kind of trying to just know that, that way if anybody else out there is like, hey, this is some shit I'm going through. That's cool. I can have a person to talk to, I actually thought about... like when I started the name brand, using more or less like using TikTok as like a journal to like document the process and also kind of keep up with it myself. I don't have to tell you, like most things with ADD, like it was an idea and then it didn't happen, but but I thought it would be a great way to stay, to be open with it, in case anybody else needed to hear it, and also just to kind of keep up with it from my own record, so to speak, so I can track it. I kept a journal on my phone the first time I did my medication. Like I in the notes app of my phone, I kept records of what effects that I was seeing, what different side effects that I was noticing, the way certain things felt, if I felt like, I was being a little more attentive or retentive. But then once it started working, I don't think I ever kept it after that. I think once it started working, I was like, alright, cool, now I know. And then I just cleared out the notes. So that would have been useful, because then I could have just gone and sat and read that and been like, oh, okay, this is my progress. Put this back on. But yeah, no, I know it's at least a month for, the medication to get into your system. I joined a ADHD subreddit to kind of find some useful information there as well from people. And there were people that definitely said that they found there was some of their medications protein-based diets kind of helped. They felt like it helped the effects last throughout the day. So I was trying that. I was trying to do protein bars and protein shakes, but shit makes me nauseous. I don't know about you guys, but fucking high protein diets are kind of nauseating. I hadn't thought about diet playing a part of that. So I know I'd spoken to somebody before I started who told me that, make sure you have a high protein diet before going in because that'll help with the nausea. So I knew that part. I mean, the reality is you're going to still kind of, at least for me, you're still going to have the nausea at first because you've got a new chemical bubbling around inside your body. But yeah, I didn't think about the fact that if I kind of continue, essentially the idea is that if you continue a high protein diet, it gives more, I could have this wrong, but I think the idea was you could have more amino acids floating around in your body for the medication to stick to, in essence. Hence why it sticks around in your body a little bit longer and you feel the effects working more. Don't quote me on that. I don't entirely know all the medicine and the science. If Stefferson was here, she'd probably back me up, or Rambo. And then I know one of the other things that I read, funny enough, was this is more so in reference to, like, you know, Ritalins or Adderalls, the stimulant-based ones, but there was definitely one person that said that they found that theirs had almost a, not in the true definition of the word, but he felt that his almost had a placebo effect in that when he let them work, they worked. As opposed to, like, if he, like, he found that his worked when he was in the situation for them to work. He was like, you know, like, he was like, if I decided to just fuck off and not try to, like, pay attention to what it is I have to do, then naturally it's not going to want to work. He was like, but if I sit down and kind of, like, clear myself of, you know, like, my phone apps and shit like that, and just put myself in a good place, like, my body will kind of tell itself, like, hey, we're in a work mode, let's do that. Because something about, like, the way the stimulant stuff still works with your fixation. I don't know, I'm reading a lot of different things because it's just a subreddit, so there's going to be a lot of information floating around. I need to close off this foot. So again, I'm no medical professional, so take what I've stated here and about things that I've read on the internet with a grain of salt. Can't trust that internet, you know. Especially the Google, because they're leading the search results now. I guess I'm going to have to duplicate this and throw it up here in the line mark, aren't I? I didn't think about that when I added in color. Trying to keep it in the formatting stuff just that it's always there. Adderall was kind of like that for me, actually. Like, I felt my brain kind of chill out, but I'd still get hyper focused on stuff I didn't need to. Huh, okay, so I guess it's some of the... So I guess the way it's worked is it's kind of giving you a stimulant boost, with the idea being that, like, you know, you as the, you know, the mech pilot in your flesh suit are going to, you know, it's going to look at that stimulation boost and be like, all right, we're using this. So I guess it's kind of making your hyperfixation useful, I guess is the premise, with something like stimulant-based, Adderall, Ritalin. I guess it's kind of giving you a boost of stimulant, with the idea being that, you know, you personally are going to use it. I was on Adderall and Ritalin and all that shit, but it was when I was a fucking kid in, like, elementary school and middle school, so I don't entirely remember it. I just remember having really bad crashes at the end of the day. You couldn't sleep when you were on it. And you're not on anything for your ADHD at this point, right? Like you swapped to a like a bipolar medication, right? Sorry, I don't mean to be asking you about your own life on not your stream, so don't feel like you have to answer that. I still feel like the perspective on that horn or that antler is a little off. But I've already kind of drawn it, so fuck it. Like, it still feels a little off, but at the same time, these horns are weird and kind of asymmetrical and shit, so I don't think it hurts. It's the Stefferson. It a Stefferson. That's Stefferson. The boy with the legend. I don't know about all that, but thanks. So we were actually, Mama and I were actually just talking about, we were talking about medication, but I was talking about you specifically because I said, like, you know, if you were here, you would know. I had read something online that with, you know, the ADHD medication we take, that one thing that somebody said they found helps is to have a very high protein diet because they feel like I think the amino acids that you get from having like a continuous protein diet throughout the day gives something for the medication to stick onto, so it kind of sticks around and continues to work. That was something that I read on the ADHD subreddit, and I could have the details wrong because I read that like 2 weeks ago. Off the bipolar meds now too, and haven't had any mood swings since changing jobs. Dope. I'm wondering now if the stress of being in it, the last job for 10 years, caused me to get misdiagnosed. Potentially, yeah. I don't know. Thinking I need to get a second opinion from another doctor, because the last time I went and tried to tell them when I was going off the meds, they just prescribed me a different one instead of helping me ease off the ones I was on. Okay, so it's possible that they're just kind of trying to get you a medication, period, regardless of if it's the one you need. Who diagnosed you with ADHD or bipolar? Was it your doctor, or did you go to a therapist and your therapist was like, you need to look into this? Because I was seeing a therapist, and my therapist was like, so I'm going to diagnose you for a couple of different things, or she's going to, go through an exam to see if I was, a potential for any things. And she was like, you definitely read as either bipolar or ADHD. She was like, but one tends to beget the other. So she was like, we're going to start with ADHD because we know that you basically already had that as a kid, and see if that helps. A doctor. I had a bad experience with a therapist as a teenager, so yeah. I remember that now. How are you doing tonight, Stephopolis? How did I do this last time? I did her with a clipping mask, didn't I?
I did.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do tonight. That way I can separate colors and shit. I think I trust doing this pink on the skin tone though, so we're gonna at least do the hair color here. I don't think I need a whole other layer for the pink of just the hair. So, pretty confident with that color. But when we start breaking out like all the different layers of clothing and stuff like that, we'll do the clipping mask, just in case we decide that we need to tweak any of the colors. Probably just like actually color the line work on this mustache and get a better result than doing color behind it, but I kind of like the mix. Kind of like the way the two sit on each other because it makes it look very thin and shitty of a mustache, which is what I want him to have. Not really looking for this fella to have a nice mustache. Kind of want him to have that like 14-year-old boy, thin and scrangly kind of mustache. Kind of want him to have that, like, 22-year-old pot dealer hanging out behind the Piggly Wiggly mustache. See, I mean, you could be right though, Mama. Like, it could be just that, because it was your doctor that did it. It could just be that doctor's just trying to sling the meds, and he was keen to just throw you on anything you kind of asked for. If you went in there and been like, "Man, I'm very anxious," he probably would have just been like, "All right, here's some Xanax." Don't have those. I don't think we have them down here either. The last time I remember seeing one was like some backwoods, like Georgia mountain town. Oh, I need to have some hair coming down over on the side of the salmon. When I lived in North Carolina, because my father at the time was a Marine, so we lived on not on the base, but we lived in military housing in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And that was my mother's grocery store of choice, was the Piggly Wiggly, because my mother is cheap. We were also po as fuck because we were living in military housing. I'm a fucking po as hell. Fucking food stamps and 3 packs of fabric shorts and like po. I think we can get over just that little line. Just so that we can just to really like elaborate, like, yes, the hair does go back behind that antler. Oops. Don't need a whole lot of it. Because like I said, it's mostly just to show that we know the hair goes back behind the head and behind the antler. Let's grab our purple eye color and do that real quick too. And then we'll start throwing all the clothes on top of this boy. And I definitely want to do the clothes as a clipping mask layer because I'm still not entirely sure if those colors are going to work. Especially once we start getting into the jewelry on his head. I'm probably going to play with a lot of different colors for how to do that jewelry. So I want to be able to have the layer freedom to do that. I guess speaking of, let's go ahead and do the horns. I'm just going to do them all a flat color and then we'll do the decorations on top of that. Because I don't know what I want to have decorated, what color yet. And some of these might have, you know, caps that go over the whole end of the horn. Some of them might just have little rings. I don't know yet. Plus, I more or less like the color of the horns. But once we get everything on it, you know, much like the clothing color, once we get everything on it, it might need to shift and tweak little bits. It's much easier to do when everything's on clipping mask sitting above. Alright. That is one of the added benefits of a clipping mask, is that if the layer that it's referencing doesn't perfectly fill, like up to the lines, and you need to like go in and add a little bit in. If I was doing apple lock, I'd have to fill it in with that color. With a clipping mask, it's nice and easy because I can just go in and say like, fill the layer underneath, boom, done. I say it feels easier, probably no different, but I'm the artist on the internet that you guys are watching, so who else are you gonna go to? Who's gonna disagree with me? Nobody. Nobody here to argue with me. I can say whatever baseless fact I want to, and nobody's gonna argue with me. I can lie on live TV like a Fox News pundit. Nobody's gonna correct me. goodness. And then we'll just do the... I guess we'll just do the antler color in here, because this is basically just like the socket where the antler goes. I figured we didn't need to see the antler in a side view. I mean, we get it, it's an antler, we know what it looks like, we don't need to see it in a side view, so I'll at least color it in with the socket, you know, with the antler color, so it's obvious what that is. Okay. Let's get this jacket colored. Other benefit of doing clipping masks, if I do this and color in an area, I can drop fill it. I guess apologies to anybody watching who likes Fox News or something. I don't know. If I offended you with that joke, I don't really care. But I'm also not trying to start any shit on the internet, so I guess I'm sorry. Lord, I missed all kinds of spots here. Wrong layer. Had my first shower with the new short hair, and I forgot how simple it was to wash short hair. Just grabbed like the smallest little dab of Head and Shoulders, and it was just like done. So this is the color we're using. Yeah, that's light enough. Okay. I thought we might need to go a little lighter for like the accent that goes in like the hood and everything, but That's kind of light enough. Hey, baby. Why don't you make me sweet tea?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Test it. Tastes disgusting to me, so.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I figured. I know if it makes me go, then that's good. Okay.
It is a little sugar heavy, but it is good.
Is it?
Yeah, but I also know you just made it, so it's probably going to taste a little sugar heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know you did your ice cube tricks.
Mm-mm.
No?
No ice. I don't have any ice.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll water it down just a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little?
It is good, but...
It's sweet?
Yeah, probably a little too sweet for like a whole glass. But it is good.
Okay. I did your dishes too. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I did your dishes too.
Thank you, Bobby. For somebody who doesn't drink sweet tea, she makes a very good sweet tea. I may go a little lighter on that. Yeah, I might do a lighter gray for this hood. The hood and the accent bits, after all. You know what? I used Uber Eats once. Now they're blowing my phone up with all kinds of emails and notifications. I'll have to go in and turn that shit off. I don't want 100 different fucking notifications throughout the day about your program. I'll use you when I need to use you. Yeah, I want to do that a little lighter. It's light compared to the gray of the jacket, but it's not light enough, I think, to really stand out next to his skin tone. Oops. Oh, here we go. Yeah. That's a good one. Here we go. That is what Father likes. Make sure this is still this color. It is. Neat. Alright, so I'll pick this back up so we can do the rest of the little trim bits. And the whole hoodie is technically like a grayish shade of green, so that kind of gives it like a dirty look too, in my opinion. Kind of like when you wear your black hoodie out in like the very pollen heavy spring. It gets like that yellowish hue to it, and you're just like, ew, this is now very disgusting. Heck, yes. Looks like Behind the Glamour just went on. Thought you'd find this interesting. Every single size is sold out of that shop. Yes. Because I found out about, like, when I found out that it was on sale, somebody had, like, immediately retweeted Fila's tweet. So that's why, like I said, I saw it, like 2 hours later. But then Nerdist, which is supposed to be like, you know, a news magazine website for like nerdy shit, tweeted about it like fucking 5 or 6 hours later, and by that point every size was sold out already. And part of me wanted to, like, just to be an asshole, part of me wanted to like respond to their tweet and be like, A little late on the game there, guys. A little late on the news article there. Shoe people apparently do be crazy. Oh, that's right. I was going to do the hoofs the same colors as antlers. Just to keep some color repetition. They're cute fucking shoes, but I'm not about to like PS5 this shit. If they're not in stock, they're not in stock. I'm not gonna hounds all over town, and I'm not gonna pay some scalper $300 for a pair of Sonic the Hedgehog shoes. Ooh, what if we did some like fun... Yeah, I think Stefferson said something about that yesterday too, because those the two brothers in that movie were blue-skinned elves, right? Weren't they? That was an adorable movie. I liked that one a lot. I don't know that it, no offense to it. I don't know if it, like, got me in the feels as hard as Luca did, but it still was a, like, very fun and well done movie. Yeah, of course. It was cool though. It was cool to see the a normal D&D world, so to speak. It was cool for the same reason that like you and I enjoyed that movie Bright that was on Netflix. It was cool to see like fantasy stuff meets like real life stuff. That's a better color for that shirt. It's a lot darker and dirtier. No. They're not a fan like they don't like it, or they're just not a fan as in like they don't give a shit? This is probably also going to need to be a different shade of red. I feel like I'm maybe making this guy a little too desaturated. Put the poops and hit yogis, thinking it would be fun activity, but clearly cardboard is scary. Oh shit. Maybe it's got maybe the cardboard has some smells on it they don't like. Since it technically was like a tray holding food. Gives the grungy vibe. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was just worried that he was being a little too not colorful. But that's kind of what I was going for, is the desaturation on his clothing makes him look dirtier. I'm tempted to do some, like, shitty nail polish on him, too. Like a grayish, like, black. Possibly even for repetition, just use the same color as his hoodie, even. Let's do the checker, or like the plaid pattern on his shorts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm going for with this guy. Just very bunny. Oh, perfect. Nailed that pattern first try. It is just offset enough. I'm such a good artist. It's crazy how like amazing and talented I am. I am going to drop the opacity on the white because I kind of don't want it to sing too brightly. It's like really bright compared to the black and red. And then I want to do kind of like a fun checkerboard pattern on the not checkerboard, polka dot pattern. On the patch. That's a little too much. It's a little too concentrated of a polka dot, though. Oh, scoots. Oh, scoots, we've reached our layer limit. Right, I'm happy with that. slightly darker color for these little inner stitch part. Maybe not. Oof. Maybe a slightly brighter color. So inside the stitch bit that's kind of falling apart, just to kind of make it a little more obvious. But it's like the stitch is kind of wearing thin on this sweatshirt. Oh, excusez-moi. Alright, so let's try the hoodie color on the fingernails. Let's see what that do. I'd be mildly tempted to try the hoof and antler color on the fingernails, but that might be a very reddish color. Actually gonna go in and change this hand for the side view. I'm gonna put in that pinky so that all three fingers are showing up. Oops. A, I want it to be a different hand, and B, it just feels silly to do that side view and not show the full hand. So. It does kind of bother me that the two knees don't line up as well.
Is this place?
Trying to remember how knees work so I know if that's a good knee or not. Yeah, I think it works. Alright, so let's go into some I'm unfortunately running out of, we don't need our rough doodle anymore. Let's merge that down to the one layer. And let's see here. Okay, that gets us at least 3. That's plenty to do horn decorations with. Alright, let's figure out what we're doing for horn decorations here. My inclination is to obviously do all gold because it's one color, so why not? But some of these should probably be silver. Just if there's a little bit more variety. I mean, probably a little, but not enough to be bothered. Well, hi, friend. What up, Sylv? What up, friendo friend? How are you? Good evening. Thank you for the raid. What were you getting up to tonight? Minecraft? I mean, that's the thing, sweetheart. I'm always hungry, so... Thank you, Mama. Thank you for doing a shout-out. If you guys like Minecraft, you know, the few of you that were here before their raid, sorry, and a bit of lore in an SMP. Stone Mountain Park? I don't know what that is. Look who it is, my possible Saturday night date. I know, hopefully. If you guys like Minecraft and decent people, you should definitely give Sylv a raid, a follow, a raid. Give them a raid. Just raid in on their streams. Thank you. You don't have to do that. Thank you. You should definitely give them a follow because they're very delightful. And I'm not just saying that because we know them in real life. Rosie T, thank you for the follow. Rosie T number 1. Numero uno. The rosiest of all teas. There had been some debate over who was the rosiest of teas. I know you do it anyways. Same thing I do when I subscribe to people. I do it anyways. I still dub the Apu head. So hi, I'm Mr. Bayless. I do digital art. And right now I'm wrapping up something that I started doing when I came back to stream, which is called a character creator challenge, where each month I post to Instagram a prompt that looks a lot like this. So I post this on Instagram, and I ask everybody who's following me on Instagram, which is sitting right over there, if you're interested, or you could type in command socials, and that pulls up a handy link. But the idea is I post this to Instagram, and I let everybody throw ideas at me. So, you know, the first person to leave a comment gets to tell me what the race or the species of this character is, then gender, then skin color, then hairstyle, then hair color, yada, yada, yada. And the idea is that I take that prompt list, and I then spend the last week of the month creating that character here on stream. So, Tuesday, here, let me hide some of this stuff for you so you can see some shit. So Tuesday, for instance, we sat here and came up with all these rough ideas of what we could do, right? Like all these different rough sketches of like, okay, well, we could try skinny with a pot belly, we could try big buff boy, we could try a squat little fellow, and then we took it from there, and I said, okay, well, I kind of like tall, lanky pot belly, and I also like squirt boy. So then we started dressing them up with like, okay, well, what kind of clothes do we want to do? Because somebody had said that their clothing was casual loungewear, so I did some couple iterations with that, and ultimately we landed on this boy here. So the brief that we got that everybody filled out was tiefling, non-binary but male presenting, blue skin, pink pixie haircut, purple eyes. The accessories, which I was just kind of playing with, was different jewelry and stuff all over their horns, which I know these horns look like antlers, but, you know, there's a reason for that. But they specifically said that the jewelry decorating the horns was cursed. So I thought, to go with this sassy attitude that somebody else picked, how fun would it be if their jewelry that was cursed that they wear has kind of, like, they didn't know that they were wearing all this cursed jewelry. Like, they just pick up random trinkets and they've been throwing it on their horns this whole time, unaware that they were adorning themselves with all this different, like, cursed jewelry. So it's just kind of been making their life more and more terrible and miserable, and so they've kind of taken up this sassy, snarky attitude of, like, fuck it, whatever, like, you know, I don't give a shit, blah, blah, So I thought that was fun to kind of add like, zhuzh up the character, go a different direction with it, kind of, a different direction to take the sassy tiefling that he could have been. You know what I mean? Like, when somebody said sassy tiefling, it's very easy to just go, oh, okay, well, he's a big, pretty, we just got ourselves like a beautiful gay boy. But I was like, fuck that, let's do something different. So right now I'm picking out a bunch of different colors to dress this boy in his horntlers, his horn antlers. I think the little strand that's kind of like going up and around his antlers, I think I was going to initially do that as like just like a gold band, but I think I want to do that as like a ribbon. And I'm thinking like a nice green would stand out very well. I don't want to do all of the jewelry in the same like gold color. I want to do a bunch of different colors to just really play with it. So another thing about this whole thing, what makes it really fun is I'm doing one of these every month. We've done 2 of them now, this being the second one. But the fun thing that we're doing is once they're all done, I'm going to throw them into like a little art book that looks like an old video game instruction manual. So like all these different characters are getting made up for this like fake, video game world. So we decided that like this guy is a kind of like traveling merchant that sells like different trinkets, jewelries, things like that, rings, necklaces that the hero character will can use. But they show up at random, and they always have different stuff. So we just thought it would be funny if, like this guy was just always wandering, and you didn't know when you were going to run into him. You didn't know what he was going to have. Again, this is all just for an art book. I'm not at all attempting to make a video game. I have no knowledge in programming, nor do I have the time. But thank you very much for the raid, Sylph. I'm guessing you've probably gone off for dinner at this point, because that's usually why you have to bail. But thank you nonetheless for the raid. Greatly appreciated. And thank you, Rosie T, numero uno, for the follow. Hope you enjoy. Let's do this in this like kind of barely white color, kind of like it's a moon charm. Oh, oops, I gotta do that green on the headshot as well. I do think for maximum garishness, we're going to do this center chain that has the tassels as a gold. Just because that's going to look the prettiest for a central piece like that. But we can still do his the parts that it's attached to. It's like a silver instead of a gold. So if things feel a little mismatched. I feel like I could use I did realize that I just made that green more or less the same color as the ribbon green, and I don't want that, so we're gonna change that to maybe like a blue or something real quick. I'm gonna do my usual sketch things blue. See, if I do this, does this look enough like copper? Oh, good, she made a message. Behind the Glamour is doing a heckin' stream. Good for her. Does this look like a copper? I feel like this just looks like a orange. Because unfortunately, I think the color of the antlers is copper enough. It's more copper than that is. Copper's got more like a red tone to it, doesn't it? Yeah, we're not going to do that. Maybe we can just cap it off with a gold band or something. Yeah, copper is gold, brass is, I guess, more of a red, or is it the other way around? Yeah, that looks cool. Let's do this one down here the same way. We'll get it like a gold base. That's fun. Fine. Top row is like orange gold. Ooh, pardon me. It's a fancy looking lad with some fancy colors to him. And he's a little mismatched, even down to his earrings. I think it works. It's not too excessive and multicolored. It's just enough variation in the color. Like, we probably could have used some different shades other than the one shade for gold and the one for gray, or the one for silver, but I think it works. Even still with these bands, I can make that dark gray the red of these little ribbons instead, so it's almost like they got jewels on the inside of them. Excusez-moi. To answer your earlier question, honey, I'm kind of always hungry. That's my problem. So, to answer your question, yes, I am still hungry, but I'm also always hungry. I just choose to ignore it. Yep. Nope. Yeah, it works. Let's color in the inside. My new favorite thing is to overdrive watchers and sit back and watch this. Enjoy the chaos. Overdrive them? What does that do? Is that a new thing you got? Was that just like amp them up so they're in murder mode? You know, I don't know if I want to... I was going to color in the little circles of this, like, kind of the moon pendant, but then I feel like it makes it look too much like... That's a little better. Better. Kind of pseudo-picturing this thing as like a moon. I just kind of drew a circle and there's circles in it, but in my head canon, it's like a moon charm. It's probably the one thing that's giving it the most bad luck. Turn them on my side and they go murder crazy. So they go like seeking shit out. That's fun. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Make that one that dangles above his head an orange, because I don't like that. That pink is kind of almost red, And that sitting next to the green feels a little too Christmassy. So we're just going to make it an orange charm for some reason. Alright, yeah, I think that works. Okay, so then all that leaves is to do... Yeah! Alright, so let's double check with this. That just leaves throwing some last minute shading to fill everything out, which I'm pretty sure I did a 30%, and I'm pretty sure I did this usual purple. Yeah, okay. And we'll have to do... I'll take this and make a headshot out of it at some point to fit the formatting of how we're doing this. It's also coloring the inside of his mouth. His mouth. You know what? I think we're just gonna black out the inside of his mouth. Maybe do this, and then we'll do like a tongue color. He's gonna have like a purplish tongue. Let's go with his blue skin tone. It feels... let's go a little redder with that because it looks too close to the... You know what? Fuck it. Might be a bit weird if you actually like... No, that is weird. I was gonna say it might be a little too weird to use the antler color if you really were to pick it apart, but yeah, that's better. Hell yeah. I like this boy. This is a good boy. Patty, honey. Shit dicks. She worked too hard for this. No. I think because we made good progress on this boy, because I'm just going to throw this little bit of shading on here. And then he's Dunyan rings, so I think because we've made good progress on this boy, we're going to do a raid on Glamrock. we're just doing really just like enough shading, just kind of for more or less presentation. I mean, yeah, that's kind of more what I was going. That's basically what I was going for. Okay, we'll go a little bit of some more like actual shapely shading on his headshot, because that's kind of meant to be like a.
What kind of crap wasn't it again?
Hey, goodies. How you doing, bud? What you up to tonight, man? Coming in here making me stretch. Did your mom put you up to this? Sir? Look who it is. I know. Of all the gin joints in all the world. What doing, Jordan? Played some D&D, did some Jackbox Ginger. Oh, cool. Was he just hanging out, or did he have a stream going on tonight? He was doing a community stream? Oh, I didn't know. Shoot. Oh. Molly says that Alan Man. To be fair, you were otherwise engaged. I mean, yeah. But still, I didn't know he was doing a thing. That's cool. Yeah, Phoenix and Alan Man played some. Dope. Sounds like a ton of fun. How'd your D&D go? Did you win, son? Yeah, let's not do this. I'm overdoing it. This is just supposed to have some shaping for the sake of shaping. Versus this one that I want to have like some like good shading on. I might even go in and do some overlay. I don't get to win on this one. I'm not in charge. Well, that's no fun. You need to tell him to give you the reins on that one, dude. Ah. Gotcha. Sorry, dear. I thought you were trying to tell me that like Alan Man was doing a stream. Oh. Yeah, I did misread that one. Okay. You don't get to win because you're in charge. I mean, that just sounds like all the more reason why you do get to win, actually. Because you're in charge. You're a top robot. You get to make rules, man. Hey, was that supposed to be your attempt at calling Jordan a robot by calling him a dumb iPad? Or was that your correction of kill 3 saw tooth stow save at base? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna guess that she probably did not mean to write saw tooth stow save at base. Good sir. Hey, I didn't say it. Malloy said it. Malloy's the one that called you a iPad. Oh, hey, she speaks English. Look at that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My bad got pissy. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay. Lilu Dallas multitask. What is this fancy new channel point redemption? You'll just have to get 50,000 and find out. Jordan. I'm not the one who's so far away. Yeah, come on, man. No, you don't. Alright, cool. Do I want to put something behind him? That's way off. That's closer. Scoots. Do I just want to clear it and leave it white? That feels weird in the middle like that. I've used all 23 layers. Fiddlesticks. Yes, dear. Oof, it is slugging. Why is my iPad so sluggish? Goodness. It's getting hot because it's dropping in brightness. It's getting too hot. It's too hot in a hot tub. Getting too hot in a hot tub. I feel like it needs some kind of background color because being like just being transparent, picking up the pattern of the background feels weird. It makes him feel like not in a, like the idea is to do like, you know, a little head portrait, but it feels like it's not one of those. Without a color on it. My default is just to use the shading purple. Wow. Is purple. Oof, yeah, any sort of a bright color looks fucking weird. That's not bad though. That's kind of pleasant. It's not quite as dark as the shading color. Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? A lot of these always do these kind of patterns. She said, "How are you?" Not how old are you, you dungus. You fucking dingus. I appreciate that. Oh, that's way too fucking busy. Yeah, go to sleep, robot. Yeah, fuck it. It. Gonna fill in that square so then when we do this square, that's a 70%. It's not super dark, but it's the same color, and it works, and it's fine. I'm not super thrilled with the color choice, but it fucking works for now. I don't care. You know what? Let's not do that because I like the background texture more than I like. More than I like the square, so I'll pick a color later. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna call it there because I could fiddle fart for the next hour with colors of things, and I'll monkey with it later. It's Dunyan Rings. We got it. We got him, boys. We got him. All right, let's see. Let's put those in, and let's see if anybody's still streaming, especially Glam. I think behind the Glamour was streaming, so let's go. They are. So let's do a Rizzy raid on Behind the Glamour. I don't think the iPad needs to be updated. Yeah, Ducky's on. I saw that. Do love me some Ducky, but Glamour's streaming, and I want to give her some support. Let me show some love. She's on a be right back. Well, fiddle farts up McKeister. Looks like she's actually leaving for the night. So we will do Ducky. Ginger! The problem is I think Glam's calling it a night. I can't tell. She's got the BRB up. But somebody said something about thanks for being, like she said thanks for being my test stream. Fuck it. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid into her. Fuck it. If we catch the tail end, we catch the tail end. Whatever. Okay, everybody. So, thanks for hanging out. We got another one done. I think we all quietly agreed, and I enjoy the idea that this is like a traveling, merchant that you would just like occasionally run into. So I think we're gonna put that down. So this will go up in the disc wad, and as we did with the last one, a bunch of you guys can throw out different naming ideas, and then we'll all put them to a vote, and then we'll settle on one. And then that's how we'll name this character. So look for this to go up on the Disquad tomorrow. And then feel free to throw out, any name suggestions you might have for our little tiefling merchant boy. And then when the next prompt list goes up, it'll be for our first boss. So be on the lookout for that. I will see you guys next week for Kirby. Yeah. Bye.